You are taking too long. Hello everyone. Once again, I just want to welcome everyone who is joining us. It's my first time to do the streaming, live streaming. So I have come up. Anyway. I just want to welcome you. So feel much welcome, and the challenges are so many in this first video, but I know I will be able to manage. I will be able to do a very good job. So challenges are there, and we must overcome these all challenges. So therefore, bear with me. By the end of the lesson today, everyone will have to enjoy. Everyone will have something. So if you have a notebook, then just sit back there and write some notes. Now, I am to handle the hydroponic fodder farming. I'm very late with an hour, but I know it is the right time. The Lord knew it will be like this. So let us just proceed. Our topic today is on the hydroponic farming, hydroponic fodder farming. And what is hydroponic fodder farming? Hydroponic fodder farming is the farming of fodder, and fodder it's just a sprouting of the seeds, the barley seed, the wheat seed, sprouting for 7 days for to be used by the livestock. And when I talk about livestock, I'm talking about chicken, I'm talking about dairy, I'm talking about goats, I'm talking about pigs, I'm talking about rabbits, and so forth. The first subtitle that we have to look at is on the structure. How should be our structure? How should be the structure? Now, the structure should be a temperature controlled room, a temperature where a room whereby we can be able to control the temperature. Thank you very much those who are joining us. Feel much welcome as we proceed. We are talking about the structure, and the structure is a room, and this room must be able to control the temperature. What do I mean by controlling the temperature? We know very well that fodder grow very well when the temperatures are between 17 degrees centigrade to 25 degrees centigrade, the room temperature. So when the temperatures are above that, then we do encounter a lot of problems like the modes, and then the fodder may not be able to grow very well. So therefore we need a room that can be able to control the temperature as well as possible, to keep the temperatures down. Okay, as we proceed, I just want us to see how a typical structure or a room should look like. I'm sure you can be able to see the picture here. So I'll be able to give you all the details concerning this house here. The roof, as you can see, the roof should be something that is opaque. We need something that is opaque at the roof, because what we need is not something like the paper, the greenhouse paper. And in this case, greenhouse cannot operate. Greenhouse cannot be, you cannot be able to do hydroponic fodder inside a greenhouse. The reason because in a greenhouse, the temperatures are normally even doubled, tripled. The temperatures are more than even the outside temperatures that we may be having. So therefore, the roof should have opaque material. Opaque material, this means you can put the ordinary iron sheet. Now, on from the floor up to somewhere here, whereby we have the up to, that is 1.5 meters from the ground. You can also put something that is opaque. You can use the ordinary sheet. Then from here up to this point, then you can use the greenhouse net or shade net. This shade net should be all around the room, all around that room. Then we have the door. The door is an ordinary door, so that doesn't have a lot of things. Then something to note here is that from the floor to the roof is about 3 meters or even higher than that, because we noted that when the roof is too close to the floor, then the temperatures are so high. But when the roof are so high, when the roofs are probably very high, as high as possible, then the temperature inside the structure is as low as possible, and that's how the structure should be. So therefore, you have seen how the structure should be. Then the greenhouse net or the shade net is from 1.5 meters. Then it can go up to where the roof is. What is the purpose of this greenhouse net? This one is just to allow the air and also the light. Remember, this is the shade net. In hydroponic fodder production, we don't require a lot of light. What we just require is even light from the window or from the door is enough. We don't require a lot of light. Then that light that comes inside the or by the greenhouse net, that one is enough light to make our fodder grow very green. The second purpose of that net is to ensure smooth flow of air inside the system. The other purpose of the greenhouse net is just to act as it traps all the dust. If you are in a dusty place, then the greenhouse net or the shade net will be able to attract all the all the all the dust. Remember, growing fodder, you cannot grow fodder in an open place. The reason being, growing fodder in an open place, it encourages your fodder to get things to do with dust, and when the fodder is contaminated with dust, then it will grow having molds, fungus, many things, and contamination will be found in your fodder. Now, as we proceed, I just want us to just know what we should have inside this structure. In the structure, we have the shelf or the stand that normally holds the trays. This one is normally built from metal. You can use metal. That farmer should use metal. Do not use wood, because this system or this practice of hydroponic fodder growing uses a lot of water, and when water come into contact with wood, then the wood will start to will rot, and then that system won't last for long. That system won't last for long. Then this stand must be slanting to allow the smooth flow of water. Should be slanting to allow the smooth flow of water. Now, we have some things to note better, and number one is we should not use greenhouse, or we should not place our system inside the greenhouse. Reason being, the temperature there does not encourage the growing of fodder. The fodder will grow, but will have a lot of complications. We will have a lot of mold, fungus growth, and any other contamination will be found there because of high temperature. Number two, transparent sheet. Sometimes we normally put inside that room that you are building. Some people normally put the transparent sheet there to allow the air to come in. I said that we are not air, but the light to come in. We don't require so much light. In fact, we just require light from a window or from a door. That is enough light to make sure that our fodder is growing and grows very, very well. Number three is that you should note that you should not do the hydroponic fodder in an open field or an open place. The reason being the dust. Fodder is very critical. Remember, it normally takes only 7 days for it to mature. So you just require a place whereby it is enclosed. We don't have the entrance of this dust. When dust enter inside that system, then it contaminates the fodder, and you will have to complain of molds and fungus and a lot of complications inside the fodder. The other thing that we can look at the items that we should have, and probably where to get these items. Number one, let me talk about the trays. The tray that I normally use is normally a tray that looks like you can see this one. It's a very big tray, as you can see it. It's normally 1 meter by half a meter. From here to here is half a meter, and then the length is 1 meter. Then, as you can see, it normally has a four divisions, and these four divisions you can do your approximation, and you'll be able to know their measurement. Many sellers who normally sell the trees, they normally sell the black one. The black one is normally a quarter of what I'm holding here. Is normally a quarter of what I'm holding here. You can see how big the tray is. It's really very big, and this tray is the one that is recommended, the standard tray. Other trays are very small, such that if you want to build the structure, then you build something that is very small to be able to support all these small trays. So therefore, as you buy or you find these trays, find the standard one that measures 40 or half a meter by 1 meter. Half a meter by 1 meter. I will be able to guide you where to get these trays from here in Kenya. Any other place, I may not be having the details of where you can get these trays from. But in Kenya, I will be able to guide you where to get these trays from. Number two of what you require something of this nature. This is what we call the sprinkler. This one is a mister, and a mister means that what comes out from here is mist, in mist form. Remember, when we grow the hydroponic, or when we are doing the preparation, when we germinate the seed and then we put them on the tree, then we spread them there on the tree. Watering is very important. If you water these seeds with any other thing, then that means that you won't be sometimes you may use anything that is just watering. That means something like a bucket, or that will remove or sweep away the seeds. So you need something that will water very well. That means that water that comes out from this sprinkler is normally in mist form. Mist form. So the sprinkler is able to uh, spread this mist around the tree, and this mist is, remember, is water droplets, and these water droplets won't be able to sweep out the seed. So after spreading your seeds, nothing will destroy that pattern. Nothing will destroy that pattern. That pattern will remain until the seventh day. I hope you have seen me giving my chicken this fodder, and the fodder is normally a continuous mat, something that uh, is continuous, meaning that once the seed has been spread on the tray, then nothing destroys that pattern. Nothing destroys that pattern, because watering is done using this kind of a sprinkler. And as I have said, this one is a mister. Mister means that what comes out from it is mist, and that mist won't destroy the seed arrangement until they germinate and they grow. Now, the other thing is something here very important. Uh, as you can see, this is a timer. This is a timer. Hope you can be able to see it very well. Is a timer, and this timer as you can see it, is able, it's already set, and when you connect, it's normally connected to the pump. It's normally connected to the pump. Once you connect it to the pump, then it's able now to water the system even in your absence. This means that even in your absence, what you have to make sure that you just have to make sure that your reservoir has a lot of water, so that your the system will keep on watering itself. The timer knows when to water. It is programmed here, has everything. You can format it whenever you want. You can format it whenever you want. You can format the timer whenever you want. If you want it to water the system in an interval of 2 hours, or an interval of 3 hours, or an interval of 4 hours, then that is exactly what it will do. And remember, it's normally programmed to do the watering during the day only. That's when we should do the watering. We should not water at night. Remember, at night the seeds do not require that water, do not require much water. During the day it's very hot, so the evaporation is so high, so we need to keep on watering our seed so that they may not get dry. When you are absent, then you require the timer. The timer is able to command the pump, and the pump is able now to pump the water through the sprinklers to the system. And remember, we only need one sprinkler. We only need one sprinkler to water the content in one tray. Only require one sprinkler to water the content in one one tray. Something else that you need to have is the thermometer. Thermometer will help you keep on checking the temperature inside your structure. When we talk about 17 degrees centigrade to 25 degrees centigrade, then you should have thermometer each and every time you are checking the temperature of your place. You are checking the temperature of your place, and you are able uh, to know what to do, to know what kind of a modification you should do to make sure probably the temperatures are not so high or are within the range. We say this is something that you can be able to do by raising the roof, or by opening all out and putting the greenhouse net. So this is something you can be able to do. Those modifications you can be able to do for that room to be able to or to be favorable for the fodder growing. Uh, I'm sure we are going on well. We are going on well. Uh, Let me talk about trays. Trays, we have various kind of trays. We have the metallic trays, or what we call the aluminium trays. Uh, Nowadays, we don't have pure aluminium. So what we normally have is alloys or galvanized sheets that are normally used to make these hydroponic trays. And the reason I may say that plastic trays are better than the aluminium one, or the metallic sheets, the metallic trays, is one. These metallic sheets or metallic trays do rot. So they will not even last for long. And then when they start lasting, they will be introducing a lot of problems in the fodder. The fodder will start having a lot of contaminations, like the molds and fungus growth, because we are not using the right trays, or because the trays are lasting. So therefore, I do recommend that we use the plastic one. There is also another tray that we can use, that one for the improvisation, whereby we can use woods, we can use paper, we can use wire mesh to do this one. As I did, you can look at it in my YouTube channel. That one still do not stay for long. It takes about several months, and then it is gone. So therefore, the right material that we should use is the plastic trays. Plastic trays are very nice. They do not rust. What we normally do is, only what is recommended of you to do with them is to make sure that you clean them with a bleach. You clean them with bleach every time you do harvesting and you want to do the replanting in those trays. And these trays stays for the longest time possible. Like the trays I have been using now for 4 years, they are still there. None of them has gone bad. I am sure what can destroy them is only fire. If you just burn them, then they are gone. But nothing, they are heavy duty. Like you can see, the thickness here, they are heavy duty. You can be able to carry the content. You can be able to carry the tray with its content after harvesting up to the place you want it to go. But for the other one, which is the aluminium is normally very weak. You cannot be able to handle it like this when having the content after the harvesting, because it will be destroyed, and they do not even last long. So what I may recommend is the plastic trays. Toward the end of the video, I will share the details on where you can find this system. These systems, all these what I have talked about, the trays, the timer, the sprinklers, you will just get them at just one point. Here in Kenya, you'll be able to find them at just one place, and I will guide you where to get them. Even the seed, if you want the seed, barley seed, then you'll be able to get still there. I will be able to share the details of where you can be able to get these items from. Note better, when talking about trays, they should have holes. Without holes, what will be produced won't be even good at all. For example, you can see my tray has holes. This one here, we also have another one here. You can see those holes. Those holes are able to drain all the excess water in the system. Remember, when doing this hydroponic fodder, the seed should be wet and not flooded with water. When flooded with water, then at the end of 7 days, you won't have any fodder. What you will have is something that smells very bad. Something that smells very bad, and you won't be able even to be associated with that thing. So with any tray, being metallic, being any tray, must have these holes. And these trays comes like this. They normally come with a hole made already. So you don't need to make your own holes. And these holes are not too many. Remember, we said that the system should be slanting. So when the system is slanting, that means it will be like that. And you can see where the holes are. So the water will be able to flow very well out of the system. And that is now the excess water. Allow me talk about the seed. Which is the right seed we should use? We have many seeds that they can be used in the hydroponic fodder production, but we have one seed that is very nutritious of all, and this seed is barley seed. We have barley is the number one seed that can be used. Number two seed that you can use is wheat. Is the second best in terms of the nutritional value that it gives to the animal. The third is oat. The fourth is sorghum. The fifth is millet. We have alfalfa. We have maize. in that order. So if you want to produce very nice and very good and very healthy fodder, then use barley seed. Barley seed is the best and produces the most nutritious fodder that we can have for chicken, rabbits, cows, horses, donkey, name them, all the livestock that we have. Okay, I'm very sorry. Sometimes the network is failing me, but I am back. I was talking about nutrients. Many farmers ask about where do we get these nutrients to use in our fodder. Now, we don't need any nutrients. Remember, fodder takes least time for it to mature. And it normally takes only less than a week. For chicken, it's normally 6 days. For cows, we can talk about 8. Rabbit, 8. We can talk about sheep or goat, 8 days, and so forth. So, due to the time that this fodder take to mature, we really do not require any nutrient. Remember, if we were to do the hydroponic thing for us to harvest the seed from there, then we need a lot of nutrients because we have the seed and we have now to make sure that this plant goes up to maturity, and then we harvest the seed from there. Then we require nutrient, but we don't require nutrient as per now, because what we need is only to sprout the seed and to grow that seed up to, let's say, 6 inches, and then it will be good for us to feed the animal, the livestock. In short, I'm saying that we don't require nutrient. The other reason why we don't require nutrient is because the nutrients, when you put these nutrients in the fodder, then remember, the fodder won't have exhausted the nutrient in 7 days in the water. And this is normally the problem with farmers, because they normally say that you can use them, and they know even where to buy these nutrient, and they have the nutrient. But the problem with this will always make sure that your fodder is very expensive. You are adding other things like nutrient, and not even very expensive. It won't grow well because you are encouraged to do the recycling of water, this water with nutrient, because already what you have put. Remember what we encourage that you do the watering, and excess water drain out. That excess water drain out is then tapped and then returned to the system. When you do that, then your fodder will have a very bad smell, because assuming that we had a tray there having a lot of molds, and then that water from it is tapped and then returned in the system, that means that what we will be now doing is recycling the problems that we are having in the system. It's really failing me. Okay, I'm saying that having no for these nutrients is not a big deal. I use water. I have been using water, and up to now, I do produce the highest quality fodder ever. The highest quality fodder ever. without anything, just with water. Something to note here is that when you do watering, the excess water, just allow that water to move away. Just allow it to go down, and don't even collect that water. If you can collect that water, then collect that water and use that water somewhere else, like to grow the kitchen garden or any other place that you want to do the watering. But do not return that water in the fodder. By doing that, that means your fodder will have a lot of complications, and you won't even be able to know where these complications are coming from. Things to do with nutrient, forget about nutrient. The fodder is maturing within the shortest time possible. We don't require any nutrient. Now, the next thing I should look at is why many farmers are not able to produce the good fodder or the clean fodder that we are talking about. And in this subtopic, I will talk about seed incubation. In seed incubation, in seed incubation, here is whereby you germinate seed first, and then you bring them and introduce them in the trays, and then they start growing. This is very important step, and it's a very important stage of the fodder. Now, how do we go about this stage? Many farmers are not able to go about this stage. They are not able to treat their seeds very well. Now, this is how to treat your seed. Number one, you require to soak your seed in water and make sure that your seed are totally covered with water. And then you will add a little bleach. In this case, for them that are in Kenya, you will use what we call jik. This jik has chlorine, and if you have chlorine itself, that the chlorine that is normally used to treat water, then you can use it in this seed preparation and treatment. So what you put in a container of 20 liters, you will only put 10 to 20 ml of this jik or chlorine. Once you are done, then you can allow it to soak there for about 6 hours. After that, then you will drain this water with the jik. You will drain away, and what I normally do, I normally use a sack. Can I have a sack there? I normally use a sack. What do I mean when talking about a sack? So I have a sack of this nature. You can see this is a sack. So you take the content of the content of that container, a 20 liters container, with your seed, and then you pour all the seeds here, and then you can hang them somewhere for them to all the water, or with the chlorine. Once you have done that, then you can rinse your seed for 2 times or as many as possible, provided your seed will continue to be, or the water will be clean. You know, once you put the water and then the seed and then the chlorine, then you will see the water will change the color and it will look muddy. That means has maybe having some soil or that kind of things. Then you will pour out that content, and then you rinse your seed until they are clean. You get clean water. Once the water is very clean, then you can transfer your seeds in a bucket or a container. And for those farmers that probably may not be able to drain water completely, then you can make sure that that container have some holes at the bottom. If there was any water that will be there, then that water will drain very comfortably without messing up with our seed. Now, there are some I will talk about here that I want you to know. There are some things that I'm about to talk about here that I want you to know about this seed incubation. Now, during soaking, if you soak for so long, remember I have just talked about 8. Below 8 hours, then that's a good time for you to soak the seed. If you soak for more than, then your seeds will take a lot of water that won't enable it to germinate, but it will start rotting. That is now the problem that many farmers normally have. Because if we have probably a lot of seed not germinating but rotting, that means this seed will start developing into molds, will start developing into many other things that will not be good for our fodder. Our fodder may be very bad when we are talking about at the end product of this fodder won't be good at all. So let me advise you, when doing seed incubation, make sure that the container that you are putting your seed, remember they should stay there for 2 days, that is 48 hours. You may inspect those seed and try to check if they are dry. If they are dry, you can sprinkle some water and then just keep on checking on them. But make sure that they are kept somewhere very cool and somewhere that is dark. We need them to germinate. At the end of 48 hours, if your seeds will have germinated, then these are now the seeds that we normally recommend that you may plant. If you now can plant this seed and plant them on a trays that have some holes, enough holes to drain the excess water, then you are good to go. Then the final thing is about watering. Watering, we normally say that you can do 3 to 4 times in a day. That is in an interval of 3 to 4 hours in a day, during the day but not at night. Why do we do this? Remember, we are watering and then the excess water is able to flow out. If your trays have no holes, then the water will stagnate on the trays. And if the water stagnates on the trays, then any seed that is in contact with this water will start definitely rotting but not growing. We need the fodder to grow. We need the fodder to grow. So what we need is just to make sure that we keep our seed wet but not flooded with water. I'm sure there we are together. So remember to treat your seed with jig or chlorine. The reason as to why we normally use chlorine is because others also normally use the hydrogen peroxide. They normally use it, peroxide, and it normally works very perfectly. What I know about the chlorine is that chlorine suppresses the mold's growth. So finally, the end product, we won't be having the problem of molds because chlorine normally suppresses the mold's growth. The molds may be there, but you cannot even notice there. We have something to do with molds because we used perfect techniques to make sure that the moths are not there. Something else that I may talk about is the reason as to why farmers are long and do not be able to produce fodder is because of the items that they normally use. Let me tell you, if you use the wrong trace, then what you will be having is not good. If you use a tray that contaminates your fodder, then definitely your fodder won't be good. The other thing that our fodder not to be good at all is recycling of water. Many teachers will tell you that it is good to recycle water. Water is very plenty. I may say, even if you are using a nutrient, don't do the recycling. Because when doing the recycling, assuming you had a lot of trays, like 100 and so forth, 100 trays, what does that mean? This means that all the water from the 100 trays is tapped and then it is returned to the system. If 5 trays were contaminated and had some molds growth and whatever, then all these contaminations will be pumped back into the system and into the other trays that were okay. That means we should stop recycling of water. Once you have done the recycling of water, and remember I shared a video on what I normally do with the water that, or the effluent that comes out from my fodder system. What I normally do is that everything that goes out, I have a tank, a reservoir that normally collects that water. Then I normally collect that water and pump it now to my vegetable garden. So I'm able to water the garden from that. I cannot use that water to pump back in my system because I know it won't work well. Now, I know I have a lot of things to cover, but allow me to do the last part, whereby I'm supposed to look at how to produce clean fodder without all these contaminations. How to produce clean water fodder without much contamination. Number one, you notice that when doing the seed soaking, a lot of materials float, a lot of seeds float. Never assume and say that these seeds that are floating are good. They are not even good. Anything that floats means that it doesn't have life. That means anything that floats, to me, it is impurity and should be removed from the system. So when doing the soaking, anything that floats, and that's why I said that you should make sure that you cover your seed with water. Covering your seed with water means that the water will be above the seed. So anything that float then will be on the water. So when now having this floating seed and materials, make sure that you eliminate all those floating material. Why do I say so? I'm saying that because the floating material, many a time, remember this is a system that every time and then we are watering. That dead seed that is there that you never removed because you assume that it is good, it is not good. What it does, it continue to take water, and after some time it start rotting. This process of rotting, anything that rots inside the system, it also make other seeds to rot. And as we experience this rotting process, then definitely uh, what we have, what the end product will be molds and fungus and so forth. Many are the times when you produce fodder that normally smells very bad. Have you asked yourself, why did I produce fodder that smells very bad? One of the reasons is because you never removed the floating materials. Those floating materials, in fact, you are even supposed to stir. You stir your content after putting the seed. You stir the content. Once you stir the content, then what you will get after stirring the content, what will float, remove it, all of it, remove it. And then the final product of your fodder then will be very nice without smell, and very nice fodder if you will use the nice procedure for seed incubation and preparation of your seed. Number two, if you want to produce quality fodder, then use the right trays. Use plastic trays and use chlorine to clean your fodder. Remember, when using all these chlorine or peroxide to clean, finally we normally rinse. You must make sure that you remove all the residue of this chlorine. Remember, this is we can call it even impurity when it comes to the livestock fodder. Livestock fodder with chlorine is not fodder. That is, has a lot of impurity. So you have to use the chlorine. And we said that this chlorine or peroxide, you are using it to clean the trays, to clean the seed, and then everything will be okay. So get that right. You have to use any of the two, the peroxide or the jig or the bleach. And once you use it, then do the rinsing. Make sure you don't have any residue. The other thing we can look at is the temperature. Whenever the temperature is above 25 degrees centigrade, then your fodder grows very fast with a lot of molds and fungus. Grows very fast with a lot of contamination. So with a lot of, when the temperatures are above 25 degrees centigrade, then that's what normally happens. And if you notice that your fodder is taking a lot of time for it to mature, then note that probably the temperatures are too low. Below 17 degrees centigrade, then that means that your fodder may take even 10-12 days for it to grow, or for it to mature. The fodder that I produce here, 7 days, is normally a fodder that is about 6 inches high. The fodder that I normally feed my chicken on, normally 6 inches high, and it is normally 6 days. So whenever you experience slow growth in your fodder, do any modification. And I have seen very many people doing modifications like putting a lot of fan, the fan to remove the, or to lower the temperatures. If you notice that your place is very hot, then you can install some fan to make sure that the temperature is as low as possible. If you notice that your place is very cold, Then you can even use some heaters. You can even use some heaters to make sure that your temperatures are at the given the required temperatures. The other point that I may look at is on watering. I don't think and I don't believe that somebody can just water once in a day and then that is it. Watering in this fodder, the reason why we normally water after every 3 hours, is because we don't have something to retain this water. We don't have something to retain this water. When growing anything in soil, we can water once in a day and it is done because this soil can be able to retain that water. We don't want water to stagnate in the tray so that we may say that the system is retaining water. No. In fact, we said that the seed should only be wet but not flooded with water. When flooded with water, then know that the end product will be very bad, will smell very bad, and will have a lot of mold. A lot of seeds will have will rot, and then they won't even germinate. So you won't be having fodder as many farmers expect. The other thing on watering is that there are some places that the temperatures are too high, and when the temperatures are too high, the evaporation is also very high, which means after watering in 1 or even half an hour, then all the water has gone and the system is very dry. So at that place, that means that the frequency of watering should be as high as possible. If you can even set after every 1 hour, then that will be the right watering frequency, the right watering interval that will assist your system very well. I remember I have tackled the perfect seed incubation practice. You master the seed incubation practice, then you will be able to go very well in this seed or hydroponic fodder production. So therefore, I will send many of us that may also want to see practically how this seed incubation is done. So you can visit my video on seed treatment and incubation. You will be able to see how exactly it is done, and you can stick on what we have said. You just soak for less than 8 hours, and then you use the chlorine or peroxide, and then you do the incubation for 2 days, 48 hours. You should also inspect your seed for that duration of 2 days. And then once you are through with that system, once you are through with that practice or of checking if the seeds are dry and sprinkling a lot few or water, sprinkling water to make them wet, then I'm sure in the end of 48 hours, then your seed will have germinated. Dealing with the seed that have already germinated is easier than dealing with seeds that have not yet germinated. There are them that normally treat the seed and then they place the seed on the trays and then they start watering. That procedure also works, but it normally takes a lot of days because remember, we are taking 2 days to germinate the seed and then 7 days for the fodder to grow. So a total of 9 days. So this person who is going direct and spreading the seed and then watering the seed for the 7 days, then in 7 days, that person will be in, let's say, day 5. He's assuming that he's in the 7th day, but he's in day 5 because we have 2 days to just sprout the seed. 2 days to sprout the seed, and then you plant the seed, and then you wait for 7 days, and then your fodder is mature. Your fodder is good. Now, I know I have received a lot of messages on my group, Facebook, Hydroponic Fodder Growing. I received a lot of messages, a lot of questions, and a lot of concern about hydroponic fodder growing. And in the next streaming, maybe I can schedule it next week. We will talk now about the benefit of this hydroponic fodder and how to give this hydroponic fodder to different animals. You know, I have been doing hydroponic fodder for 4 years now, and I have the right experience to even encourage you on how to give these fodder to animals. Like I said about the tray. The tray, a standard tray measures half a meter by 1 meter. That means the system that you build, it will be a very good system that will accommodate as many trays as possible. Those trays that you find in the market, the black one, they are normally a quarter of what we are having here. If you compare, even the price is normally 100 Kenya shillings, 100, not 100 but 300. And we also have the others selling at 250. This tray here, as you can see it, this tray here goes for 1,600, and it's normally 4 times that you see a black one. Is 4 times that you see a black one. If you have to purchase that black one, then you will have to use a lot of them. You will have 4 of them to represent one of what we are having here. The problem with that is that when encouraging farmers on what to produce, we normally produce in terms of trays. So like this tray normally holds only 2 kg of seed, and this 2 kg of seed, it normally produces 8 to 12 kg of fodder. This depends on the purpose. Why are you producing this fodder? If you are producing for young chicks, then you just do it for 3 days or 4 days, and then you give the chicks. If you are producing for mature chicken, then you do for six good days, and then you give the chicken. If you are doing for cows, pigs, and rabbits, then you can do even for 9-10 days. That depends on what you want. But the fewer the days of this growing, the more the fodder is nutritious. Remember, why do we germinate this seed? To give it as a sprout than as the seed. There is the reason as to why we normally sprout the seed than just to give the livestock as the seed. There are some different there are some there are the reasons. Reason number one is because I'll give for barley seed. There are some elements or some nutrients that have to be, may I say, jump start when you sprout the seed. When the livestock are taking it in terms of sprout, then it is more beneficial than as a seed. Yeah, we do not do that to increase the quantity of what you're having, but there are main reasons. Remember, when doing this, we also need vitamin. This fodder has a lot of vitamin, has a lot of energy, and this energy so allow me. Okay, I was talking about the seeds and how the seed have a benefit after germinating and then giving to the livestock in terms of the sprout than the seed. There are some benefits, a lot of benefits than the seed. And one benefit, as we have said, it is to make sure that it jumpstart some beneficial or some health nutrients that are in it. We also have vitamins that couldn't be there in the seed, but we are having now in the fodder, and so forth. Now remember, there is a video I talked about the fodder calculator for livestock, fodder calculator for chicken, fodder calculator for all the livestock. Like I discussed on the pig, how we do uh, feeding the fodder with for the pigs. I gave three scenarios where we can feed in fact there are two scenarios, because you can use 3 kg and 1.5 kg of feed, or use 6 kg and ignore the commercial feeds. Many farmers have been doing that, them that normally do the hydroponic fodder, and there are a lot of benefits with pigs. With chicken, we normally use just one tray, that is 8 kg to 10 kg of fodder with 100 chicken, and then whatever remains you top up with the commercial feeds. As I said, with chicken, they also require other minerals like calcium, and this calcium is not in the hydroponic fodder. Chicken do produce eggs, and they require a lot of calcium for them to do so. So they cannot entirely use the fodder. They require the commercial feeds, but at a given percentage. You can visit my YouTube channel, see the videos I talked about the fodder calculator for chicken, fodder calculator for cows, dairy cow, goats, and even the sheep. You can be able to see how to calculate and how to get the required amount that is supposed to be fed to these livestock. Now, I know I would be able to proceed with these live streaming. It is my first time to come live, and to say the truth, met a lot of challenges throughout my day as I started to prepare, and I know the subsequent class will be better than what we have experienced today. A lot of challenges. I think I have been used to this, So in my previous videos on recording and so forth, so I have a bit of courage or and so forth. So in the next video, I may talk about other topics or other subtitles that we may find it best. So also those who are watching and those who will watch later will be able also to submit their under the what to handle next. Uh, I was to give the direction on where to get the trace, the timer, the sprinklers, and so forth. The timer, we discussed about the timer, so you may have joined us just now. We had talked about the timer, we had talked about the thermometer, the sprinkler, we had talked about the tray and many other things. So where you can get all these from, you will get them at one shop, and this shop is found at Karen. The details or the directions of this shop I will give in the description of this video after I am through here. I'll give even the contact so that you can be able to ask any question to that person who normally sells all this. She will be able to give you the prices of all these and be able to get them from direct from that lady. Is a good lady. We have worked with her for some times now. She can also provide barley, though at this particular moment the price of barley is somehow high. 1 kg going at 100 plus or 80 bob plus. That is high according to me, because I used to buy it at 55, at 45, direct to the farmers. Those who may trace where the farmers are, then you can get them in Narok County, Nakuru County, then you can be able to find these farmers. In Joro area, you can be able to find these people there. And I do not encourage other seeds, but I do encourage one seed, which is barley. Having barley, then you are good to go. What you are producing is guaranteed of its high quality, and you won't even have much problem about it. So them that have not yet subscribed to my channel below, just hit that subscription button, like, leave the comment. It's good also to hear from you people. If the video has been helpful to you, just hit just leave the comment there, and I will also appreciate coming another time with another topic as you people will guide me to do. I think let me leave it at that. Next time we can handle how to administer or how to give the the fodder to the livestock, and also many other chapters, even how to do the watering and so forth. We can look at it later. So thank you very much for watching, blessed viewers. In the next video, I'll be very happy to meet you once again. Thank you very much. Feel free to leave your comment. Thank you very much. Bye.